So Daniel Abt there, wrapping up the team's championship for Audi. You can see Jean-Eric Vergne punching his fist as he crossed the line. And if you're a champion, Dario, which astonishingly you were, well, how does it feel to end the championship with a victory? I mean, that must be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's pretty good. I don't think I'd ever won the championship before the last race.
Okay.
So that feeling of having nothing to lose today must have been really nice to just go out and enjoy it, and then just show that you are the best by winning the race.
And it doesn't appear that the delight has been, tainted in any way by not quite sealing the team's championship. Hugs all around for De Grassi and Abt. Grassi and Vergne having a little bit of a chat straight away, but Jean-Eric Vergne is the winner. Audi are the team's champions of season 4.
Well, time for the long decompression. Let's hear from Alan McNish, team principal at Audi, with Amanda.
The celebration is still happening over here in Audi, and Alan McNish, in his first year as team principal, gets it done. You came into the weekend 33 points back. At what moment did you know that there was going to be a fighting chance for your group?
We knew there was a fighting chance before we came here, but we didn't realize that it was a real chance until last night when we got the first and second. And then, to be honest, we didn't know until the 10th car crossed the line exactly where we were and what we had. But both drivers did brilliant job today under difficult pressures, I've got to say, and the mechanics at the pit stop, super happy, super proud, super relieved.
Congratulations, Alan.
I'll bet he's on a bonus if they win the championship.
Well, I hope he is, because he's earned it.
Oh, has he ever?
Oh, man.
Fantastic job. And there's a man that's earned his championship this year. There's going to be a few hangovers tomorrow, I bet.
And you know what? Bizarrely, we have finished this season 4 with no one really disappointed. You know what I mean? Jean-Eric Vergne wins the championship, he's delighted. Techeetah, okay, they didn't win the team's championship. They'll be disappointed, but they won the drivers' championship. Audi won the team's championship. Sam Bird even, he never thought he'd have any chance of getting involved. He'll be happy just to be up there within the top 3. What a season it's been.
Let's hear from the race winner with Nikki.
Well, I don't think Lucas de Grassi made that too easy for you, but congratulations. What a way to finish this season.
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, I'm disappointed for the team that we didn't get the team championship, but everybody can be so proud of what we achieved. An amazing season, and to finish with a win is the best way to finish a perfect season this way, and it proves also that even though I won the championship last year, I'm still hungry for more, and I'm already ready for next year and fight again to get another one.
It was a pretty tense moment at the beginning of that race. Obviously, Lotterer got the penalty for a jump start. Were you worried that you did as well?
No, I think I had a perfect start. It was probably the best start I ever had in my life, but you can call it lucky or good reaction time, but it wasn't a jump one.
All right. Well, congratulations. And we can have a quick word with Daniel. Daniel, congratulations, winning the team's championship. I mean, considering Audi had such a tough start to the season, who would have thought it?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I think everyone at Audi, everyone in the garage, everyone back in Neuburg, in Ingolstadt, they deserve this so much. They've been working so hard. They gave us a fantastic car. We had a tough start. It was not always easy, but I think we've proven that we are a team and that we stand together also in hard times. And to come back like this and to end the weekend on a high like this is something everyone can be very proud of, and I'm very thankful.
Thanks very much.
Delight there for Daniel Abt.
Things can change so quickly in ABB Formula E. We've said it over and over again, but these two teams, Audi and Techeetah, were 2nd and 5th in the championship last year. Now they're 1st and 2nd. I don't think it's possible to be happier than that man. Now, Lucas de Grassi.
Well, that was a fight, wasn't it?
It was an incredible race. Jeff drove very well, congratulations. And for us, it was clear in the second part of the race that we finished 2nd and 3rd. We would win the team's championship, so I just took it easy, brought it home. 2nd place in the championship for me, winning the team's constructors after
nobody could have expected that. So fantastic weekend.
I mean, Lucas, you didn't score your first point this season until race 5. It's quite incredible that you're now second in the Drivers' Championship.
It's no short of a miracle to have really came back from such far away behind and achieve this. Is for me, it feels almost. I never drove as best as I did this year in my life, even when I won the championship. 0 mistakes on my side, 7 podiums in a row. Fantastic weekend for us, and yeah, I'm super happy.
Well, congratulations to you and the team. Alan Manish here, ready to give you a big hug. There's going to be a lot of celebrations.
The new Fernando Alonso there with that interview answer, I think.
There are going to be a lot of celebrations in the Big Apple tonight, and with good reason. As an incredible season of ABB FIA Formula E Championship action comes to a close. Last night in New York was raining about as hard as those fireboats are making it look out on the river. Here's a look at the final results of the race. Jean-Eric Vergne with a hard-fought half-second victory over Lucas de Grassi. It was basically a 15-lap assault and battery over that closing section. Daniel Abt, the necessary third for the Audi team, followed by Sebastian Buemi. Felix Rosenqvist finally gets a top 5. Mitch Evans, Nelson Piquet, Nick Heidfeld, Andre Lauderer up there in 9th. Gave it his all after that jump start, but could not quite get close enough and score enough points. Nicolas Prost ends his Renault E-Dams tenure with an 11th place finish, followed by Stefan Sarrazin for the Andretti team. Ma Qinghua, credible effort for a guy who was brought into the last minute to replace teammate Oliver Turvey, followed by Alex Lynn, Antonio Felix da Costa, Mauro Engo, Luca Filippi, Jerome D'Ambrosio, Jose Maria Lopez, and Tom Dillman. After such a great run yesterday, a shame he could not do better today. What an amazing week it's been here in New York. Here's a look at the final driver standings. Jean-Eric Vergne with a 54-point gap over Lucas de Grassi, who supplants Sam Bird in 2nd place. Bird drops to 3rd. Sebastian Buemi got the better of Daniel Abt, who finishes 5th, followed by Felix Rosenqvist, Mitch Evans, Andre Lauderer, Nelson Piquet, and Oliver Turvey, despite his absence from this final race of the season. There is 11th through 20th. 25 drivers who raced this year in ABB Formula E. So yes, there'll be parties tonight, but now thoughts turn to season 5. So we look at the team standings. 2 points separate Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler, who came from behind, to edge out to Cheetah for the team's title, followed by DS Virgin Racing, basically on the strength of the performance of Sam Bird, it must be said, followed by Mahindra Racing, also basically a one-man show for Felix Rosenqvist. Renault E-Dams, Sebastian Buemi. I find myself repeating myself. Panasonic Jaguar Venturi, and the rest.
But what a better season for Jaguar, propping up the championship points last year. Now they are very much up there in the mix.
Well, they came in with a rush last year in their first full season, and they'll be the first to admit perhaps not quite as prepared as they could have been to compete this year. Their hard work and effort showed. So I can only imagine what we'll have next year, when all the teams will be on the same footing with the all-new, more powerful, longer-lasting Gen 2 Formula E race car.
What a view over to the Statue of Liberty in downtown New York City. What a place it is. And, well, what on earth will the situation be in 12 months' time when we're here to wrap up season 5? Who's going to be involved in the championship? Who's going to be in the team's championship? The 45th Formula E race comes to an end.
Let's hear from Mark Preston with Techeetah. He's standing by with Amanda. I apologize, we had a problem with Amanda's microphone. Perhaps we can try again.
4 years of racing, 45 races completed in ABB Formula E now. Not a single wet race.
I know.
How does that work?
I thought today was going to be it.
More tension.
We should bring it to Scotland.
We're getting
Actually,
closer.
this year I think we've got a drought.
This was as close as we've had to a wet race after all that water last night.
There was a puddle. There was a puddle at the start. Vergne went through a puddle, so
Yeah.
that counts. I'm calling it. That counts as a wet race.
What a great job that old car's done.
I have to ask the race director.
The Generation 1 car. It's
Well,
just
I
done a
remember-
fabulous job.
I was saying to Bob while you were, flouncing around on the grid. I remember being there September 2013, Frankfurt, the unveiling of the car, Alejandro Agag, Jean Todt there, and
Lucas was right there at the start.
Lucas
Has to be
was
said.
there too.
Lucas was right there at the start of the championship. Do you remember when they all sat on the grid in China and we thought, what happens if none of them actually moved?
yeah. I was very worried that opening race in Beijing, and then all of a sudden a motor race broke out. And it's like, oh, it sort of doesn't matter that what's powering them, it's still a motor race.
And remember how it finished.
Exactly, and they've been great races. So the faster car coming along, you say no car swap, which I've actually come to like, which is bizarre. I never thought I would. Yeah.
So often it happens. Now we're going to miss the Generation 1 race car. We're going to miss the car swaps. We've all come a long way in terms of the acceptance of electric vehicles and the performance and technology and style. Next year, more EVs are coming. The new Jaguar I-Pace E Trophy, Season 1, racing on the same weekends as ABB Formula E, so we have that to look forward to.
First confirmed driver for that championship in Catherine Legg, who will be driving for is she driving for
Bobby Rahal's
team. Yeah.
Yep. Second driver to be announced shortly. There was another team set to be announced this weekend, but it didn't happen because in the end, all wasn't quite ready. But I expect we'll get that shortly. That'll add just more interest to the series because the I-Pace is much closer. In fact, is basically a street car modified for racing, unlike a fully designed and built race car, such as we see in Formula E. Time for the podium ceremonies.
Put your hands together for today's winners. Please welcome team representative Edmund Chu, Team Techeetah.
So up goes Edmund Chu for Techeetah to represent the squad. Victory in the race, not quite clinching the championship. How they will, well, they will rue Andre Losser's jump start. There's no doubt about it. They won't blame him. They won't, be nasty to him, but it cost him the title.
Yep, and there was a lot at stake with that title.
Third place for Daniel Abt. Another podium, much happier today than yesterday.
I was going to say, a much happier third place finisher than he was a second place finisher yesterday.
Funny how that works.
And I tell you what, that I don't know if I should say, Daniel Abt can party. Where was it where McNish put a picture on Twitter the morning after about 5 a.m. and Daniel Abt was just coming back from the party, Berlin, with a kebab. I left at like 2, and he was not in a great shape. Anyway, there he is on third place. Second place, though. Yes, exactly. Second place for Lucas de Grassi and the team's championship. The team's championship, a massive deal for Audi as a manufacturer. Massive. We kind of, not poo-poo it, but you tend to overlook it for the drivers' championship a lot of times, but for these teams, it is what they're there for.
They can now say, tomorrow, Audi, Formula E team's champion, we've got the best drivetrain, we make the best electric vehicles.
All up and down the ranks of motorsport, no question. The team or constructors or manufacturer's title is the one that really matters to the teams.
For Jean-Eric Vergne, it seems fitting that Season 4 of ABB FIA Formula E's champion is going to finish it on the top step. Hugs all around. A little flag.
What a weekend for France.
Hug with Edmund. High fives with everyone else. Alejandro Agag. Alberto there as well.
Something about the driver's champion winning the last race, with all due respect to every other driver in the series, that convinces you that the right guy won the title.
Vergne and the Statue of Liberty looking west towards Paris as the national anthem plays. And now the team's championship for China. Of course, it's east of France.
Oh, I know you meant east. You know, if you go far enough to the west, you'll come to France.
It was a lovely line as well. I was really proud of it.
Almost perfection.
Messed that one up. End the season as we meet to go on. So there is Edmund getting his trophy. I think it's the first time we've seen him on the podium. Actually.
Yep. And these EVs are huge in China right now. They're getting bigger all the time. There's George Silberman, known him since his days with the International Motorsports Association. ACUS is the Automobile Competition Committee of the United States, which is the authorized representative of the FIA, the international governing body here in the United States. Spicehofer, we met at the Zurich round, presenting Lucas de Grassi with his trophy.
Please welcome Carlos Menchaca, Council Member, New York City, District 38. Presenting the trophy to first place winner, Jean-Eric Vergne, Team Techeetah. And now it's time for the famous podium selfie. New York City, put your hands
Well, what a
in the air.
podium selfie this is going to be. The champion, in fact, all our champions, all together on the final podium. The driver's champion and the two teams' champions atop the top step. Top of the hill.
Before we do the Mom Champagne celebration, just wait, because we will now welcome our championship winner with a total of 261 points. Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler wins the championship.
I think it's King of the Hill, top of the heap.
That's where I was going, but unsurprisingly, I said it wrong again. There is Alberto Longo, Deputy CEO, MD of Formula E, alongside Alejandro Agag and Alan McNish going up there to receive the team's trophy.
You'd think he'd know where to go on a podium. He's been on tons of them as a driver.
So many podiums.
Look at the joy in his face, though.
4 races into the season, even 5 races into the season, you know, we all know Alan well, and I felt so bad for him. I mean, here's his debut as a team principal, and it's all going so badly, and here he is.
I like the cap hooked onto your belt look as well. Pretty cool.
And now,
Well
ladies
deserved.
and gentlemen, with a total
Here comes the big one.
198 points,
This is the big one.
2018 Formula E champion, Jean-Eric Vergne, Team Techeetah.
Fascinating trophy. 7, I believe, of the tracks in the series cut from glass and laid one atop the other. And then that gold version, a silhouette combining a collection of the best corners from the calendar. Great idea for a trophy, and richly deserved for our driver's champion, Jean-Eric Vergne.
And now, it's time for our champagne celebration.
For the final time in season 4, the champagne is sprayed.
And McNish is totally outgunned.
That bottle's bigger than McNish.
He can barely lift it, but Jean-Eric Vergne holds the mum champagne high above his head. As Jean-Eric Vergne is the driver's champion. The day after Bastille Day, the day that France win the World Cup, Jean-Eric Vergne wraps up the drivers' championship and wins the final race in New York City. And Daniel Abt and Lucas de Grassi and Alan McNish wrap up the team's championship for Audi.
Driving the cars is fun, but this is why you go racing. Winning.
Is this where it starts to sink in for Jean-Eric Vergne?
I don't know. Each person's different. I remember one of mine, I was on the Outback on a motorbike when it finally sunk in 4 months later. Each person is different. Trust me, something will be sinking in right about now.
Continue this fantastic long champagne celebration.
What a weekend.
What a season.
What a season.
Not quite the kind of showdown we had in season 1 or 2, but it had its own ups and downs, didn't it? Disqualifications for Techeetahs, them climbing back through the order, jump starts. What a race weekend in New York City.
Alan's pulse is now.
Yeah. You can see his little black.
Still wearing it.
Yeah.
Picture for a complete team, okay? Yeah.
There is Jean-Eric Vergne enjoying the enjoyment there. 36. It's coming down. I wonder where this ranks in his achievements.
Wow.
There's quite a lot of achievements, obviously, but
much different feeling, I would imagine, than being the driver or one of the drivers in the team, because most of Alan's wins were really in endurance racing. But I bet it will be up there.
I bet Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich recently retired as head of motorsports at Audi. He's probably fairly proud of what Alan's done with the team this year.
It was a big part of Alan's success, and I think he was a sort of a mentor to him, and taught him a lot of how to run a team just by Alan watching him. You don't drop that one. Cracking trophy.
Beautiful, Jeff.
First of many photographs that'll be taken in various forms.
Only Jeff.
Jeff with his trophy.
they'll be presented with it all over again tonight at the awards evening.
That'll be quite an affair, I'm sure. Not a fair fight whatsoever.
Now a full team photo for the Audi Sport.
Well, while everybody involved in Audi's success here in New York this weekend gathers for their picture, let's check out the highlights of the race. Here's Jack.
The final season 4 race began with Liv Tyler driving the Formula E car, but then the drivers got behind the wheel. Daniel Abt pumped to try and win the E-Prix for the Audi team and to try and clinch the title as well as he got ready to slide himself down into the cockpit. Little fist bump with Lucas di Grassi and Markus Michelberger. As the lights went out, still not sure how that wasn't a jump start for Jean-Eric Vergne, but it wasn't. Those are the facts. And he managed to wrestle his way into the lead of the race.
I don't know about fact, it's kind of an opinion, but it's the one that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, he managed to take the lead and lead away from the front, but his teammate Andre Lotterer was not quite so lucky. He was given a drive-through penalty, even though he managed to make a move on Sebastian Buemi and get him into second place. Jose Maria Lopez broke his right rear suspension, and that was his race over. That brought out a full course yellow. Techeetah running 1-2 at the time, but that would soon change once Lotterer served his drive-through penalty. Then there was more drama. Da Costa given a stop-go penalty for that crash, which then also took out Jerome D'Ambrosio. Both Penske Dragon cars out in the space of a couple of seconds. Lotterer served his stop-go penalty and rejoined at the back of the pack. Abt and di Grassi were on a charge up the order. Lucas going past Sebastian Buemi and up into second place, where he would then hunt down Jean-Eric Vergne. Luca Filippi saying, he crashed into me. It all got a bit busy at points. Mitch Evans didn't really want that rear end of his car anyway. Also damage on the back of Antonio Felix da Costa after that collision. Daniel Abt then went up the inside of Sebastian Buemi to retake that place. Rosenqvist made a good move on Nelson Piquet coming into the final corner. And then Lotterer got past Luca Filippi. That was actually his move on Martin Croix just before the pit stop window. And they all emerged together, the top 4, but Daniel Abt had a slightly worse strategy than the cars in front. Alex Lynn, not going to be needing that steering wheel anymore, is he? So might as well lob it. Buemi was on the charge, on the attack, and managed to send one up the inside of Daniel Abt with a really good move. Techeetah enjoyed it, but soon Buemi slid wide, and that allowed Abt to retake the position. Still though, Vergne and di Grassi were slogging it out over the front. Abt then made a move on Nico Prost. Prost squeezed him a little, but Lotterer got the job done. Still nose to tail for the lead. Literally. Then Lotterer managed to move past Sam Bird, so it all depended on Sebastian Buemi. Would he overtake Daniel Abt to take third place away, and that would give Techeetah the team's championship? The answer was no. Vergne won the race. Second and third for Audi. di Grassi ahead of Abt. Fourth for Buemi, and that sealed Audi the team's championship. Jean-Eric Vergne celebrated his title victory with a win in the final race of the season in New York City. Jean-Eric Vergne, the champion. What a season. Hong Kong, South America, Africa, Europe, back to North America.
We'll do it all again beginning December 15th in a new site for the ABB FIA Formula E Championship, Al Diriyah, the outskirts of the capital city, Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. We'll also have a new race in Sanya in China, plus all of our regular favorites, Marrakech, Mexico City, Hong Kong, as Jack mentioned, Rome, Paris, Monaco this year, Berlin, Zurich, and of course, back here in New York to wrap things up in Season 5. We hope you've been with us every step of the way in Season 4 and will join us beginning in mid-December as we kick off Season 5. Until then, for Jack Nichols, Dario Franchitti, Nikki Shields, and Amanda Busick, I'm Bob Barsha. So long for now from New York City.